Hi, friends. Oh my God. What the fuck am I actually doing here? I've said that to myself multiple times today and throughout the weeks leading up to this. Um, yeah, we're out here. We're doing a little podcast. This is crazy. This is actually something that I've been wanting to do for such a long time, just such a long time. And it always wanted to be kind of like based on wanting to hear other people's stories. I just didn't exactly know how I was gonna get there or what it was gonna be. At first it was ideas of like, oh, maybe it could be animation, or maybe it could be a movie, maybe it could be uh I don't know, man. I don't know. But then we finally came to a little podcast. Um a little podcast that I'm gonna call Hi Ruth. Because it doesn't exactly have a theme or a category, or I don't know, I guess it's lifestyle. Um, yeah, yeah. So we're just out here accomplishing dreams and whatnot, little by little. Honestly, this first one's for me. This is just getting here, and even doing this is for me, just to prove that I can even, uh, you know, set out some goals and then do it. It turned out to be really easy. I don't know why I thought that this was gonna be some big scary production that I saw it as this huge monster. It was like a big elephant. I was like, fuck, how am I gonna eat this elephant? Um, and then it really was just Googling, like, oh well, what studios are out here? Cause just looking looking at the equipment now, I would never be able to do this on my own. I would get overwhelmed. I would want to bail and just completely forget about it and altogether. Um, but this specific dream of mine I've had since I was a kid, and I don't know why now it seemed more doable, um, because it was. I looked up this Burbank Studios, love them. Um, they said that they could do pretty much everything else for me, and I was like, sick. I love that. I love paying a convenience fee. I'm all about it. And then, and then I'm so nervous, but I'm also so excited. This is weird. This is so weird to me. Like I'm still trying to like comprehend it and trying to like get myself on track. So anyway, welcome to the chaos. This is gonna be fun, I think. I hope. I knew I was gonna like completely space out the moment this started, so I wrote down notes because I need help. The whole point of this situation, of this first episode, if you will, is to introduce myself before I bring in any other guests or family members or people. And let's see, where I knew this. See, previous me, old me, had a plan because she knew that I freak out. Losing my train of thought. Can't even flip a page. Where am I? I know I had it. Okay, I got it. But first, emotional support coffee, please. I'm also really wired. I drank so much caffeine that I'm fucking vibrating at the moment. And I'm nervous. Okay, it's fine. Anyway, this is gonna be fucking wild. I hope you buckle up for the ride. Okay, intro to me. Who am I? 28. I come from a Guatemalan family. We live in the valley, San Fernando Valley, to be exact. Been there, born and raised, whole life. And yeah, I still live here. I love it here. Um, let's see, what am I passionate about? I'm passionate about, oh, I hate saying it because it sounds so stupid, but life, just like I can't even say it myself. Just experiencing life. Like I'm very curious about how the brain works, how people work, how we process information, how we deal with it, what it develops into. Just really wondering why we are the way that we are. And I think that question started with me when I was a kid, because I never felt right, you know? I always felt like something was wrong with me, and I just wanted to know, like, why? Why am I like this? Why am I the way that I am? And, I'm still asking myself these questions. But over the last 2, maybe 3 years is, um, I've been kind of doing a deep dive into my habits, into, um, the way that I process information, um, and it eventually led to me self-diagnosing myself with ADHD through Instagram because of course. And, I just started seeing all these reels and stories of people and the difficulties that they had to deal with. I was like, "Oh, that's exactly the same thing that I feel. That's exactly the same frustrations and just like what is it? What is it? Something paralysis, thought paralysis, decision paralysis, something where you're just like stuck and you don't move and you can't think and you just can't do anything. You're just like fucking overwhelmed by everything. And you're just there. Kind of like this right now. Like my body right now as we speak wants to just shut down and hide because I'm overwhelmed and there's a lot going on. But that's fine. We've been through this. We've learned how to get out of it and we just need to calm down. Anyway, I'm losing my train of thought. This is also my brain. This is how it goes, how it works. It focuses on so many different things. I can't. This is why I wrote it down so I can stay on track. Okay. Passionate about people. What am I feeling right now? Right now, I feel very scared. Not gonna lie, I feel scared right now because this is a whole new experience, you know? And this is exactly why I wanted to do it, or I felt like I had to do it because it scares me. And every time I kind of go headfirst into something that terrifies me, it always comes out, something good always happens after the fact, whether it's like personal growth or I get some really good result out of it. Um, there's never anything wrong with facing your fears. And I'm fucking terrified right now. And, but like, it's fine. Like, what am I even afraid of? It's like, am I worried that this is gonna be stupid and not make any sense? Yes, 100%. Am I still gonna do it? Yes, 100%. I am, because at least I can say that I did it, and that in itself is gonna be like fucking a confidence booster. Hello, I'm like, oh, bitch, you did that. You can do anything else. You can do anything you fucking want. So anyway, that's the kind of power that I'm trying to harness right now, because bitch, it is far away. This coffee probably doesn't help either, because I just fucking feel my heart through my throat. Anyway, what am I feeling? Nervous, scared, but also happy. Oh my God, I'm also so fucking emotional. Like if I start talking about it, I'm probably gonna cry. Oh, there's another intro to me. I'm emotional. Oh my God, am I emotional? I will bawl for literally anything. If I scroll through something on Instagram of of fucking, what is it? One of those like, oh, their dad comes back from the army, bawling. Little puppy, like that's sad and lost, bawling. Right now, as I left my house, my mom was outside with my aunt and uncle, and I told them what I was doing, and they just looked at me like, "Oh, what?" And that's like, and then my mom calls me later, and she says, "Oh, I'm gonna cry," and and she says, "I just want to tell you that, I don't want to just that." I mean, hell, if this isn't an intro to me, I don't know what is. Fucking crying. She was like, "I'm so proud of you." And so is my uncle. He's like, "I admire you so much. I'm so proud of you." God. And like that's also why I want to do this, because for them, this is so out of reach. This is so like not a part of their world at all, Hispanic people, my family specifically, they don't like to cause problems. We like staying quiet. We we mind our business and we just move on. And no, I've always said, no, I want to fucking talk about it. Like, whatever is on your mind, I want to fucking talk about it, because why not? What are we afraid of? Like, all of this is capable, all of this is doable, and it's just a matter of fucking doing it. Like, I'm over here. Anyway, I lost my train of thought again. Yeah. Feeling. What am I feeling? There we go. I need to write notes. This helps. Uh, I'm feeling really happy right now. I can't believe I'm fucking doing this still. So I'm grateful that I was able to fucking be here right now. Anyway, um, shit. What am I looking forward to? Ooh, airing out the tea, baby. I am so looking forward to getting more comfortable about talking about I don't know, my personal experiences. Well, number one being family. Oh, that's gonna be a whole episode on its own, but we'll get there when we get there. I look forward to hearing other people's stories and relating to them, and just helping. Um, the idea of talking about what bothers you is like, it's so small, right? But you don't realize how much of an impact it has on you until after you do it, and then you feel better, and you're like, oh, all I had to do was talk about it, bitch. Not fucking take medication or whatever, or like go to therapy. I mean, and that's what therapy is, right? Is you're talking about it. And we just gotta talk about it. Like, this started maybe, no, I noticed how beneficial it could be like 2 years ago, just talking about issues that I have with my dad, with my coworkers. Every time during break or like lunch break or something, and we would all just kind of gather around and we ask each other, oh, so how are you doing? How are you doing? And I would always answer honestly. I don't know if that's another ADHD thing or just a personality trait or whatever, but I am an oversharer. I will tell anyone my business. Whoever wants to hear it, let's talk about it. And so I would tell them the honest truth. Be like, God, I'm so annoyed right now because my dad's being a dick or something, and because of this, and that. Or, uh, and then like an hour later, I'd feel lighter. I'm like, oh, I'm not carrying all this in my head anymore. I like popped a little air bubble and it just like slowly started like coming out. And also hearing things out loud kind of helps you process it better, or at least it slows it down. Um, and you're no longer just like surrounded or based off of feelings. Oh God, I really hope I'm making sense because my brain is again all over the place. So yeah, I am looking forward back to whatever the fuck this started at. I am looking forward to helping other people feel a little bit more relieved just by talking about it. Like, it's okay to talk about it. Even with my family, like, nobody likes to talk about it. I'm really close with my family, by the way. Love them to death. I die for them. They're everything to me. And we have such a close relationship. With my cousins, there's probably like 7 or 8 of us. There's a bunch of us, and their partners and their kids. Big family. And yeah, so I never understood why people didn't like talking about things that bothered them, especially with your loved ones, because they should be the ones that you feel the most safe enough to bring up any, issues or things. It should be a safe space. It doesn't have to be weird. It doesn't have to be like this scary thing. Like, confrontation's scary. I get it. But, excuse me. Coffee. Getting more coffee. It shouldn't have to be a scary thing to talk to someone about how you feel. For instance, like with the cousins, say if somebody has an issue with how somebody reacted to something, or has an issue with someone not showing up enough to family events. So now we feel like we're being distant from that one family member. And That's a great example, actually. Let's talk about that for a little bit. Prime example of growth and how communication can help bring, I mean, duh, we all know this, but how it can just bring things closer, and it's just a matter of talking about it. We're a big group of cousins, we're all very close to one another. We have one cousin who lives in far away. And and she has a big family, she has kids, like, I get it. It is a fucking hassle just to, like, get up and go, get ready, and, like, be somewhere for what, a couple of hours and then go home? I get it. Listen, that's just saying it out loud, that sounds like a lot of work that I don't think I would even wanna do, no matter how much I love my family. So listen, I get it. Um, and they've moved far away for, like, 4 years now, maybe 5, I don't know. So it's just been, like, this slow progression of them not showing up as much or kind of, like, not, um we felt, because it's not a true statement, we felt that they were kinda distancing themselves from us. Um, and so those were feelings that the rest of the cousins felt collectively for a long time, and it was, like, slowly bubbling, and it always comes out when we're drunk. Fuck, does it always come out when we're drunk, and then it gets explosive, people fucking feelings get hurt, it's not productive. And it's like things are said, but they're not heard. And I think there was one family party, I think it was like the Super Bowl last year or something, where we all finally, or something, we got together, mimosas were had, and opinions were being let loose. And I started to see that things were kind of escalating a little bit because nobody was really taking it seriously. I'm the emotional one in the family, and so is another cousin of mine. And so when she started bringing it up, I was like, okay, we're gonna do this, and if we're gonna do this, we're gonna do it right. and and so she was kind of stating her how hurt she feel how she was stating how she felt, which was hurt and was a little sad because we don't want her to be distant from the family. We want her to be a part of this. And we kind of expressed that to her, and she completely oblivious to this. She's like, "What? Why do you guys even care?" My other cousin, by the way, she's a bit of a hard ass. I love you. You know who you are. Hard ass. Anyway, and so it took a while. It took a bit of a while, but it just took a moment for for me to say, we're just telling you how we feel. We're not trying to make you change your lifestyle, what you're doing, we understand that." And then she expressed to us her point of view, where she stands in it, and why she or has been I want to she had why she keeps to herself. Let's say that. Let's not say that she's distant. Why she's kept to herself. So we heard each other's perspectives. We try to meet somewhere in the middle. And meeting somewhere in the middle was her saying, "I hear you. I hear you saying that you're sad that I'm not around." And she didn't think that it mattered that much to us. But it does. Oh, God does it. Especially to the emotional ones, her and I. I think we both started crying. Not all of us, but I started crying because I thought it was such a beautiful moment. I was like, this is gonna make us so much stronger. Instead of this, like, small thing of being sad that a cousin isn't around, turning into resentment and just, like, stories that we're building up in our fucking head of, like, "Oh, she hates us, she doesn't like us anymore." Like, that's not true. That's not true. And the only way that we're gonna get to this fucking truth is if you talk about it, dog. You have to fucking talk about it. And it's so easy. No, like, and now I feel like there's not this weird situation when we're together as a family anymore. And that's fucking beautiful. And those are the little things that I try to accomplish every day whenever I'm faced with some, like, uncomfortable situation that I don't want to talk about. Or yeah. And if something does bother us, that is an opportunity right there to figure out why it bothers us. Here is a learning experience for ourselves where we can try to figure out, oh, why does that bother me? Oh, is it because of this? Oh, is it because, oh, okay. Oh, let's see. I feel like I have to give examples. I can't just be so vague about it. Um, mm, God, okay. Here's a big one that happened recently. It was with my sister and her partner. We got drunk one night, and there was a moment where I felt like he was speaking for my sister. And then that triggered a fight or flight in me. And I instantly snapped, and I was like yelling at him. I was telling him like let her talk for herself. She, I through my childhood, I noticed that I feel the need to be protective of my sister and my mom because of the issues that we've had growing up with my dad. So that's just something that I've built up. I know it's not right. I don't think it's right. There's a time and a place to protect somebody, but it doesn't have to be all the time. It took a while for me to have trust in them that they know what they're doing, because they do. Like, I can't take that away from them. Anyway, losing my train of thought again. Right. So then that triggered that fucking deep fight or flight mode in me, and I was like, God. And it wasn't just like after the fight, of course we were drunk, but I remembered it so vividly, and it affected me. Like 2 days later, 3 days, I was still just like I couldn't focus. I was very distracted. I couldn't get it together. Could not get it together for the life of me. And I was like, what's going on? And then I had to really sit back and think, and I was like, fuck, okay. What's bothering me? And I was like, that night's bothering me, but you know what? We're not going to think about it because I'm trying to have a good day. So I wasn't even trying to fucking touch base on it at that moment. I was like, I'm not ready. I don't want to. But then it wouldn't go away. It kept it was pissing me off. I was getting so angry already just by thinking about it and not thinking about it. So I was like, fine, we'll fucking think about it and we'll feel the feelings. So then I felt the feelings. It was a lot of rage. It was a lot of anger. And then and then it turned into tears. It was sadness. I was crying. I was like, what the fuck? Why am I so... And then I just let it all out. I was like, shit, if I can't cry in my own house about something that I'm embarrassed, like, I was embarrassed to cry about that situation. Because you know how they say the whole fucking thing, oh, I'm so mad, I'm gonna cry. No, bitch, you're crying because you're upset. And I was upset, and I was mad at that. I was upset. And I was mad that I was upset. So after feeling upset and crying, I was like, all right, why did it take such a big effect on me? And it's because it reminded me of my father, of my dad. Not what I saw was my sister's partner not liking what he heard, speaking over my sister, speaking for her, and then and not giving her that safe space to make her own decisions. That's what I saw. That's the story that I had in my head. Is that true? No. My sister could have a completely different experience. She probably didn't feel that way at all. And I'm over here fucking fighting for her. Meanwhile, she's just minding her own business and like hanging out. That's like continuing to be drunk, enjoying her drunk self. Meanwhile, I'm fighting a fucking fighting a battle to the death over here. And for what? It's like, it really took that moment to be like, oh, I got mad triggers that I have to identify first so that I'm not so reactive next time. And it took me a whole day to break down what bothered me, why it bothered me, what boundaries do I need to set for the future so that this doesn't happen again. And then turn it into a constructive fucking paragraph or something so that I can then express it to him without getting emotional and fucking erupting again, because I feel like it would happen. I really do. We're both very stubborn people. I love him. He loves me. And we're family. But there's gonna be disagreements, and that's fine. That's fucking fine. But what we need to have a conversation. We need to talk. We need to talk about it. I went on a whole tangent right now that I completely forgot where this went. What am I looking I completely forgot where this was going. Right, talking about it. There's so much power in talking about it because you get to learn more things about yourself. Once you learn things about yourself, you get to have a little bit more empathy towards why other people fucking act like shit. Um, and kind of just have more of a soft spot, patience, understanding. I don't know, but I feel better not taking anything personal, because it's all the problem is me. The call is coming from inside the house. It's always been me. Um, and yeah, so I just want to fucking talk about it because I feel like people can relate to it to some degree, or maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just out here rambling and fucking. And if I am, that's fine too. I need this. Like I said, this is for me. This is for me to just fucking prove a point to myself. Yeah, shit. I really thought that an hour was going to take a long time, but I just ate up 30 minutes. That's crazy. I do feel better now. I'm not so shaky as I was. I mean, I feel the caffeine vibrating in my throat still, but I'm not so nervous anymore now that I let a couple things out. By the way, I still haven't had that conversation with my sister's partner yet because I haven't found the right time. I think I'll still get emotional if I talk about it, but at least it's no longer like eating at me. And you know what? That is a blessing that I have with ADHD is that I can tell right away if something's fucking wrong because I just can't focus. Can't grasp onto a single thought. It's really hard to explain. It's like when I have these flare-ups, just like picture like fucking marbles in a jar or something. And you're just like shaking at them. And there's like 20 marbles in this fucking jar. You're just shaking it. And then me trying to be productive and a respectable human being, I just want to grab one marble. I just want to do one thing. I just want to do one fucking thing. But no, everything's just like rambling on in my head. And I get dizzy. Like I get physical fucking headaches sometimes by just trying to like make sense of the chaos that is happening in my head. And so, yeah. So now let's talk about my ADHD. If anything, that is a huge definition of who I am, and it's brought me a lot of comfort to identify that with myself. I'm going to try to be quick because I feel like I'm going to talk a lot about it, but I never felt smart growing up because I just struggled so hard to comprehend things. And I felt bad about it. I was like, how are all these people just like going to college and like fucking writing essays? Like I can't even construct a proper sentence that makes sense in my head. And it felt so impossible for me. And I felt guilty. I had a lot of self-hate, developed depression. Also because of that, there'd just be moments. I remember I would have cycles of like, I'd be on some highs and then the lows were low and they would last a really long time. I remember one time it was like 3 months where I was just fucking tired, depressed, didn't want to do anything, didn't want to see people, I didn't want to get ready, none of that. It was just dark times. And I couldn't get myself out of it. And I was in a relationship at the time and I was so unhappy. I was so angry. Like he was a great guy, fucking family still loves him. My mom still asks about him. He's great. He's great. And he loved me. And I was so mad about it. I was like, there's something wrong here and you love it? What do you fucking mean? I don't get it. And I'd be so frustrated. I'd be like, and then once we broke up, that's when I was like, all right, I gotta go to therapy. I gotta figure some shit out because this is not okay. I need some help. I need someone to help me figure this out because I can't do it on my own. And I did. I thankfully have insurance through my job, my career, which is another story we'll get into. Um, and scheduled a therapy appointment. Tried to explain to her that I remember crying and telling her I was like, I just feel like my brain is a black hole. Like I can't retain any information, and it's just like whatever's going. Like even as I was talking to her in that appointment, I was like, even now as you're speaking to me, like what you're telling me is like going in and out. Like there's nothing. I'm not listening to what you're saying, and I'm trying so hard. I remember I was crying. I was like, I'm trying so hard to pay attention to you, but I can't. I have no idea what you just fucking said right now. I felt, it was so frustrating. I'm so frustrated now thinking about it. Because I do get some of those moments, but fuck, I didn't realize how bad it, or I guess how much I've grown since then. Because I remember that feeling, and I haven't felt that way in a long time. I might get distracted and not be able to focus on a topic or anything, but at least I don't feel like a black hole anymore. Ugh, that's crazy. That's beautiful. So anyway, went to therapy. She recommended me to a psychologist. Started taking the slow release medication. Fucking hated it, dude. Hated it. That shit numbed me out. And they were like, I also didn't like that I had to take it every day and I wouldn't even see any like differences until a month later. I'm like, fuck, why can't I want solutions now. And I tried it though, because they were like, we gotta try this first before we go the stimulant route. I'm like, all right, bet. So we did. Fucking hated it. Because I felt so numb. Did it take away some of the anxiety? Sure. You know what they told me to? They were like, now that your anxiety's gone, your depression is starting to pop out. I'm like, the fuck do you mean? My depression is starting to pop out. It's just suddenly appearing because now the anxiety's gone. I was like, I don't believe that. Like, I know I'm a little sad sometimes, but I'm not fucking this level of depression where I don't feel anything. It felt wrong. It didn't feel like me. And so I thought I was stuck, and I was like, fuck, I'm never going to get fixed. Until my coworker was like, you don't have to take these. You can ask them to try something else. I'm like, I started bawling, dog. I was like, are you really? I don't have to be like that. And I was just like, yeah, you're right. You're right. I have to keep trying because there's more out there. And so I did. I was like, I don't like this. I want to try something else. And I don't want to do the slow release thing. So she was like, okay, then we can try the stimulant route. No. Before that, before the stimulant route, they try to add on a fucking antidepressant onto this slow release thing. And I was like, absolutely not. Two things I'm not going to do: take multiple pills or take an antidepressant. I'm sorry. That's me. It could work for some other people. Not what I wanted in my life. Yeah, man, it was a dramatic change. I felt so sad for my soul. I was like, this is not me. Anyway, what am I talking about? Right, okay, psychologist. So then they wanted to put me on two, and and I said no, I don't want to. Put me on a stimulant, and it was fucking night and day, let me tell you. That shit changed my life. It's just like all, the cloudiness, it just cleared and everything. I could see things. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, night and day. Everything got quiet. Like there's this one Instagram reel that I see all the time where it's like people with ADHD before and after the meds, and it's just chatter, 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 and then after they take it, it's fucking quiet. And that is exactly what I felt in that moment. And I was like, oh, I felt like I could breathe. I was like, oh, yes, this is it. This is the little bit of help that I need in order to just be functional, really. Because imagine waking up in the morning, knowing you have at least 5 things to do, but not even knowing where to start because you're like, "Damn, I should do the laundry because if I start early, I can get it done later." And you're like, "Oh, wait, no, but then I need to, like, get my but I should have breakfast. Damn it, I need to wash dishes." It just, like, leads into one thing after another, and I'm running all of these options and different paths all at the same time. And then it helped with the medication. But then my tolerance grew, and the 10 milligrams were no longer they prescribed me Vyvanse, by the way. So I was started on 10 milligrams. I was like, this is great. I can stay on 10. I feel good. I feel productive. I feel social. I don't feel so anxious anymore. Because that's another thing with my ADHD is I felt a lot of social anxiety because I just could not pay attention to a conversation. Like if there's a group of people talking, right? I want to be there. I want to be a little social. I'm like, hey guys, what are we talking about? 5 seconds in, I'm like, I don't know what we're talking about. I'm kind of bored. I'm just gonna skedaddle. And then I would like, how would I ever grow relationships with people if I'm not even there to interact with them? And I would feel so sad because I want to be social, but I just, for the life of me, could not pay attention in a single conversation. So started at 10. Moved up to 20 because I was like, oh, it's not making me feel what I once felt before. And then boom, gave me 20 milligrams. I was like, oh, this is great. Okay, cool. We're back at it. Being productive. And then same thing happened again. It went down. I was distracted. I was sad. And he bumped me up to 30 milligrams. I was like, oh, this is a lot. I don't know if I like this. Or I was getting scared. Yeah. I was scared I was gonna get addicted to it because I did a lot of drugs when I was growing up. I know that I have I feel like I have an addiction problem. You know, coffee. I think that gives me powers. What else? Weed. You know, that's on and off all the time. Do I need it? No. Does it give me anxiety? Yes. Do I still smoke it? Yes. But I stop sometimes. Anyway, not talking about weed. So I was scared that I was going to get addicted to this medication and then again lose the power of just being myself and being dependent on this thing. I really didn't want that. And well, it's gone. Lost my train of thought again. What am I? Right. No. Talking about medication. Right. Okay. So, on to the medication thing. As I'm feeling this sadness, because my family's already like looking at me like, why are you taking medication? You're not that crazy. And I'm like, no. That's the thing about Hispanic families, man. We don't go to therapy. We don't go to psychologists because automatically they think of like a straitjacket and shit. They automatically think you're gonna people are gonna look at you weird. So anyway, I have my family telling me, do you really need to take it? Then I have my brain telling me, this isn't working. What are we gonna do? So in the middle of all that, my coworker comes to me and she's talking to me about brain mapping. I was like, what's that? And it's where you go to a neurologist or something. And they put that like swim cap on you with a bunch of shit in it. Some gel on it. I'm not a fan, but whatever. And they scan how your brain works and how the different parts communicate to other parts. Honestly, I still don't fully understand how it works, but magic. Wait for it. So I did the brain mapping. And like 2 weeks later, they give me my results, and my whole frontal lobe was fucking bright red, bro. It was bright red. I was like, what does that mean? He's like, this is essentially your brain shut off. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean it's just shut off? He's like, yeah, like all this, this whole frontal lobe area is responsible for like organization, motivation, all the things that I have trouble with ADHD. Focusing, anxiety, and I'm like, you're offline. I'm like, well now what? What does that mean? And he also showed me my brain waves, and I would have these like spikes. I'd have a lot of these spikes. A healthy brain wave is like maybe a spike here and there. But no, me, it was just spike, 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 and those spikes are my brain checking out. And just not here. And I still get those moments where I'm like, "Oh, I lost it." Like there's a spike. Um so when I got that confirmation from the scan, instantly started crying again in that office cuz he was like, "What we can do is neurofeedback." And I was like, "What's that?" Basically, I'm watching a TV. There's like two things connected to my head, little wires, and I'm just watching. And whenever my brain has healthy brain waves, uh, like the screen would be clearer and color would show. But if I would get distracted, it would start raining and it'd go black and white. So there I can visually see when I start getting distracted and then kind of bring it back to a little focused area. And so, yeah. Nope, spike, lost my train of thought again. Imagine doing everyday life like this. Like you're on a good fucking roll and it just lights out. Uh fuck me. Hmm. I lost it again. That's crazy. Whoa, no. Okay, yeah. So so whenever I'd have healthy brain waves, it would reward my brain. I think it'd give it some kind of stimulation. And I would have to do it 3 times a week for 40 sessions in order for it to like stick, to like solidify this healthy brainwave. And I did it because I was like, even if this helps me a little bit, I want it. I want it all. Take my money. And they did. But the level of presence that I felt, never felt that. Never fucking felt. I mean, maybe when I had taken acid once and it was barely peaking, not full cup of, when everything's clear and bright and pretty and you can just see everything a whole 360. That's what it felt like. And I was calm. I didn't have so many thoughts. Like I was just here. Like you would have thought someone gave me a fucking Xanax from how calm I was. And I was like, holy shit. I never realized how much I dissociated in life. It's like, it's no wonder I don't have memories or people tell me, oh, remember when we, no, I don't. Because I wasn't there. I was dissociating. And and the reason why I had been angry before, the reason why I had been depressed before is because I just completely dissociated and I didn't have the energy to dive into what was really wrong with me. And it turns out there is something wrong with me, and it's my fucking brain. And that took so much pressure off of my existence to try to be like perfect or just even be, what do they say? Something of what's the goddamn word? Productive member of society. That's all I want to be. That's all I'm trying to be. And you know what? After going through all of this, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about, being successful or trying to make a name for myself. Like, I'm just out here existing, man. I am. And I just want to meet other people and like I want to hear their stories too because who knows, maybe they're stuck too. Maybe they want to fucking talk about it. Let me tell you, this whole thing right here has made me feel so much better already. And I can't wait to do more, We're just going to call them little check-ins and we're going to fucking talk about it. We're going to talk about it. This is my first check-in. We went everywhere. I don't think that was a rhyme or reason. Who knows if this is even going to see the light of day. This might just like sit in my laptop and be found when I die one day. Who knows? Or it's posted somewhere and we create a fun little cute community of overshares. That sounds nice. It's nice. It's nice to share your feelings. And yeah. God. All right. I have 15-ish minutes left. I don't know what to do. I mean, I do. I could dive into a lot of fucking things, but, okay. maybe I should do this. Maybe I should kind of put a cap on my ADHD situation. Um, Brain mapping. I did the thing, felt present. I felt like, and the people around me could also sense a fucking difference in my confidence and just like, in just being like, God, it was so beautiful to not care about anything. you know, like I cared for sure, 100%, but just like, fuck, that cloak of worry is heavy, dog. And now that I finished my 40 sessions and thinking back to where I started with therapy and being a black hole in my head, uh, I come a long way, and I don't give myself enough credit for that. I don't think any of us give us enough credit. No, that makes no sense. I'm gonna not do that. I don't give myself enough credit. And when I tell my story, it makes me feel happier for sure and not so bad about myself because I do try to perfect things. This didn't happen for the longest time because I wanted to perfect it. And I finally just let it go. I was like, this has to start somewhere or else it's never going to start. Just fucking hungover today. Yeah, this is my truest form, if not anything else. And it left, lost it again. The fuck am I talking about? Right. Okay. I'm the worst. Yeah. So, um, the brain thing did not, take my ADHD away. That's for sure. It's still there, but it's more manageable. And now I feel like I have a better understanding of me, the physical me, and I'm just making it's making it cozier for my little soul to like accept this existence. I've rejected it for a really long time because I was like, why am I like this? And it's like, oh, that's why I'm like this, because it's my fucking brain. And yeah, ADHD is weird because a lot of people are like, oh, everyone says they have ADHD. And you know what? We probably all fucking do. We probably all do. And we just don't know how to go about it. You know what? I feel like my dad has ADHD, and that's helped me try to understand him a little bit better. Doesn't fucking excuse the way that he acts, but it's helped me see things clear a little bit. I don't know, just having more compassion for people. And that's what it's all about. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. What to expect out of this? Out of Hi Ruth? Fuck, I don't know, man. I'm gonna I'm gonna have guests in for sure. And if this does go out into the world, I'm gonna have a little website or something for people to just input some random how's their day, or tell me the chisme of what's going on with your family. If you feel like you can't talk to your family, let it out with me. Yeah. So this is my check-in, and I can't wait to hear yours. Okay, bye.